Hey guys, what's going on? This is Tyler from Nelly Security, and in today's video we are going to get our Uniview security gate all set up and running. The USS-SC100A-TM-O. We are going to unbox this gate, get it all put together, get the wiring figured out, and then we are going to configure each side of the gate. We are going to get the temperature side all dialed in, and we are going to adjust the sensitivity of the metal detection zones. We've got a lot to cover, so let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, let's take a look at the boxes. When you get your product, it will come in two boxes. We have this tall box, which holds the two sides of the gate, and this smaller box, which holds the top of the security gate, where all of your motherboards and wiring are located. This thing might look kind of complicated, but putting it together is actually pretty simple. All you have to do is take the included nuts and bolts and essentially just screw the two sides to the top of the gate. Wiring this thing is also pretty simple, so let's go ahead and take a look under the hood and I will try to explain to you what's going on in there. All right, here we are inside the top part of the gate, again where all the circuitry is located, and this looks a little bit more complicated than it really is. So let me explain to you what's going on. Essentially, in this security gate, we have two products rolled into one. We have the metal detector, which is located up here. This is actually the screen for the metal detector. And we also have the temperature detector, and this is the screen for the temperature detector. And so since we do have two separate products here in this one security gate, we have two different motherboards. Here we have our metal detection motherboard, and right here we have our temperature detection motherboard. Now, when you get your security gate, most of this should already be connected. The only thing you will have to do is run the metal detection cords from each side of the security gate and plug it into the metal detection motherboard right here and right here. You will also have to take the temperature cables and plug them here into this module, which is connected to the temperature detection motherboard. So you will connect the left side here and the right side here. Lastly, you will have this cable coming out of the right side of the security gate, and this controls the LED light on the right side. And that is pretty much all you have to do. Everything else is going to be set up for you. So once you do that, you can go ahead and close this door, lock it up, and you're good to go. All right, we got our security gate installed and wired, and it's ready to go. Now we just need to get it configured. We're going to start here on the temperature side, which is the front of the security gate. And in order to configure this side, we do need this little remote control that came with our security gate. Now, if I go too fast on these steps, don't worry. You can visit our website, nellysecurity.com, or just click the links in the description below, either to our blog post or to the security gates product page. You will be able to download the quick start guide that will go through all of these steps in written format. All right, so we got this security gate set up, plugged in, and now it's time to configure the temperature side of the gate. Again, to do this, you're going to need your remote control that came with your security gate, and we're going to use these buttons here to input different codes to change different settings. Now first, let's take a look at this screen. First, you'll notice on the left side that there is a green light showing. This is a status light letting us know that the security gate is ready and someone can step up to the gate, take their temperature, and walk through. Next up, we have the temperature display readout. And then on the far right, we have the alarm counter, which lets people know how many times the body temperature alarm has gone off. So let's jump into this configuration. The first thing you might want to do is edit the unit of your device. Right now, ours is in Fahrenheit. Yours may come in Celsius by default, or it may be Fahrenheit and you need it to be in Celsius. First, we need to press the select button on our remote control. And that brings us to this password input menu, and we're going to input the code 9878. We're going to do this by hitting the adjust and select buttons. Adjust will move the number up, so we will take this to 9. And select is going to select the next digit. And I will go ahead and speed this up so you don't have to watch this. 9878, and then press enter. And we are now in Celsius. But I don't want this in Celsius, so I'm going to put it back to Fahrenheit by clicking select, changing this to 9878, and hitting enter. And we are back to Fahrenheit. Next up, you may need to adjust the alarm threshold by pressing down on the adjust button on your remote. This is going to pull up this screen right here, which will show us on the right side there 99.0. This is the alarm threshold, so if there is a body temperature greater than 99 degrees Fahrenheit, the alarm will go off. You can adjust this to whatever you need it to. I'm going to keep this at 99. Next up, we can change the temperature compensation. So if you check this out, it says my temperature is 97.7. If I knew, for instance, that the environment in the room was causing this number to be off a little bit, I can hit select. This will bring me back to this password input. And we are going to enter the initial password, which is 2345. So 2345, and hit enter. And this is telling us right now that there is 0 compensation, but you could increase this anywhere between 0.1 all the way up to 20 degrees. That's pretty much all there is to know about this temperature side of the unit. This does have 2 sensors, one on the right side that's lower and one on the left side that's higher. You can use either your wrist or your forehead. So this is designed really to be flexible. Now there are a few additional precautions and guidelines for correctly using this system and making the temperature readings as accurate as possible. So be sure to download that quick start guide on our blog post or on the product page for this security gate. And again, you can find those links in the description below. Let's head to the other side and configure our metal detection. Alright, we are here on the metal detection side, and there actually is no remote control for this side. We actually just use these 4 buttons right here for the metal detection configuration. A quick tour of this interface. We have a min to max indicator here that tells you how much metal is detected when someone walks through. We have the amount of people that have walked through the security gate and the amount of times the metal detection alarm has gone off. So we can see here, I've walked through this 13 times and I have set this alarm off all but one of those times. All right, let's get this thing configured. The first thing we're going to do is hit the select button, and that's going to bring up our password input screen. The default password is 1234, but you can change that to anything you want to protect anyone from coming along and changing this. I've changed our password to 0000. Hit enter, boom. From here, you do have the option to change your password before you move forward. So for instance, we can hit setup to change this to anything we want. So I can change the password back to 1234, and our password is changed. Now, if you didn't want to change your password, all you'd have to do is press enter one more time, and it would take you to this screen that says D02. Now what we're configuring on the first screen is the alarm duration, which can be anything from 1, 2, and 3. So for instance, 1 sounds like this, 2 sounds like this, and 3 sounds like this. Once you have your duration set where you want it to be, hit enter, and that will take us to the next configuration screen, Y02. This is actually setting the volume of the alarm, and this goes from 0 to 1 to 2. So you can set this setting to 0 if you don't want any alarm sound at all. This is 1, and this is 2. Once you have your volume set where you want it, hit enter, and this takes us to our sensitivity screen. Now this security gate is highly configurable. It has 6 different zones ranging from 1 to 6 going from the bottom to top, and we configure the sensitivity of each zone independently from the rest. So what we have on this screen here is zone 1 is at 200 sensitivity, which is the highest sensitivity, which means zone 1 is going to detect the smallest possible object, which can be the size of a coin. We can change this by pressing select to move on to the next zone. Zone 2, zone 3, 4, 5, 6. When you get to 7, this is actually going to configure the sensitivity for all the zones together. So whatever you have the zones set to individually, this is going to add 100 to that. So altogether, each zone can have a 300 sensitivity, the 200 on its own number, and then the additional 100 from 7. So we can go through here and press the setup button to actually change the sensitivity. 0 is going to be the least sensitive, so it's only going to detect big metal objects. And then again, 200 is the most sensitive, so I'm going to put each zone around 180. The best way to figure out what number you need is just to take an object of a similar size that you're wanting to detect. Hold the object underneath the security gate in each of the zone that you actually want to detect that object, and then adjust the sensitivity until you are able to hear that sound. If you want to filter out objects such as keys, belt buckles, and coins, you can also hold items of this size under the security gate and decrease the sensitivity until you no longer hear the alarm for those objects. Once you hit enter, it takes you back to that main screen, but you're not totally done with the customization yet. There is one more hidden menu here, and we can access this hidden menu by holding down enter for 5 seconds. And that takes us to this menu where we can actually adjust the frequency if you need to. I'm not going to adjust the frequency. If you need to adjust the frequency, you can hit the setup button, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit enter, and we are now done with the metal detection configuration. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it was helpful for you as you are trying to learn more about this security gate, or maybe trying to set yours up. If you have any questions about this gate, please feel free to give us a call or send us an email. We're always here to help you out. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us across social media so you never miss another video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.